Now, the intrigues surrounding the Spring Mark Investment Saga continues to deepen, with new revelations that some senior DCI officers investigating the matter are in collusion with the suspect, Ambrose Makechi. Now, a senior police officer who is among the victims whose money was swindled in the Forex scam accuses senior police officers in Eldoret of deliberately frustrating the case and hiding the suspect. Now, the officer, who spoke to Citizen Television on condition of anonymity, says the police in Eldoret maintain that the case is of a civil nature and they have no obligation or jurisdiction to prosecute it. Let's get more from our very own Mary Mulkey.
The officer's initial deposit of 100,000 in 2022 and a return of close to $500,000 shillings, and against everything she knew on financial crimes and how victims are lured, she committed more funds. Her family's savings disappeared and she was left to face the consequences.
And part of that money had come from family money, but without my spouse's knowledge. That had been given to keep for family use, for the education of the children. And since I knew January was still far, I added that money, and now to 800,000 for a new contract. But after adding the money, that was in May, Ambrose took the money, and now to term it, I began another contract. But unfortunately, it did not yield results.
Encouraged by the high returns initially, she had invited her brother to make an investment with SpringMark Investment Company, promising him a windfall in no time at all.
I also had a sick brother who was supposed to undergo surgery, and his condition was not so good. And since the bill was so high and we couldn't afford, I had introduced my brother to unfortunate. Hata yeye hakuweza kusaidika, maana pesa yake ilizama.
Her brother was unable to raise more funds for his treatment and ended up getting paralyzed. That sparked conflict in the family, and she was accused of swindling her sick brother. There was no solace in her marriage either, because losing her children's school fees and money meant for the family's needs broke down her marriage.
After almost 2 decades of marriage, finally it has shattered just like that. I tried involving the law, and I never took law into my own hands. So I involved the DCI at the Central Police Station, and he went ahead and told me that there's no way I was going to get help. That was a civil case. But from the bit of my knowledge, I knew that this was more of obtaining, and it was more of a criminal case.
She says fellow officers she has worked alongside since graduating from the police academy are colluding with the suspect to deny her and thousands of victims justice. The officer says police know the whereabouts of Ambrose Makechi, offer him protection, and inform him whenever his victims are planning to confront him.
It is very unfortunate, and it is very painful. Being a police officer, and I have knowledge about what is happening, how we can get into someone. And you realize that the rightful people to help you, because you don't want to take law into your own hands, the rightful people, the respective people to help you are benefiting.
On Monday, Uasin Gishu County Commander Benjamin Mwandhi assured victims who were demonstrating that the case had been taken over by DCI officers, pledging expedited investigations and arrest of Ambrose and his accomplices. This police officer, however, says any of the over 3,000 victims expecting justice is holding on to an illusion. Mary Mulkey, Citizen TV.